Hey there guys, what's going on? Snoo here. Welcome back and welcome to the early access where things are not always working as intended. Today we'll be featuring something along those lines. We're going to be shining a light on Culmination Support, which is apparently offering infinite damage scaling in the current iteration of the game. This is definitely not working as intended, and it's just something I stumbled onto, easily the biggest bug that I've stumbled onto during the early access. It came by way of me testing different versions of the build that I'm running. Currently Whirling Twister. Life Variation opened up a new skill slot because I used Coming Calamity, lost a Herald, got a new skill slot. Tried to use Elemental Sundering with Culmination Support. Made a lot of sense. We're stacking up combos with Whirling Slash and then Culmination, one big massive Elemental Sundering, right? Use an ability like that. It didn't work out that well. I figured I'd try it with Primal Strikes as well, and you can see I'm using it. And right about now in this Zest fight, I start using Primal Strikes. You can see the animation, and you see the boss get absolutely deleted. And you'll see on the skill bar, there's a number down there with Culmination Support, and that number is supposed to go down to 0. I know this because I used Culmination Support on my Flicker Strike build in 0.1 when there didn't seem to be any problems with it. So naturally, this is something I kind of wanted to get to the bottom of, and I started putting some recordings together here of T4 Zest skills with different setups, and I was quite alarmed at how Culmination Support not only got removed, or didn't get removed when I used the Primal Strikes, but it also was scaling it up even more, using the same ability itself. I knew that no way that's working the way it should, and so I decided to switch it over into Whirling Slash to see if Whirling Slash would go up, as Whirling Slash is just the primary ability that I'm using, not really for damage, but more for getting around, but I know a lot of people do use it for damage, and lo and behold, here on the second kill, it went all the way up to 94. I don't even think I used Primal Strikes actually there, just using Whirling Slash as a filler, and then Twisters in between, but that didn't really get to the bottom of it because I can't really tell if Twisters are contributing as much to the damage as Whirling Slash, so I kind of needed to do one more test to really know for sure. So I removed as many variables as I could. I decided to do a kill with a level 1 Whirling Slash like I normally use, with martial tempo and speed supports, no real big damage supports on Whirling Slash, so this Whirling Slash is not designed to do damage, and I'm not using Primal Strikes as you can see, and I'm also not using Twister. And so we get to see, without a shadow of a doubt, if this is indeed increasing the damage. And you can see the number ramping up. It's all the way up to around 200 now. And you see at the beginning of the fight, I'm chunking Zest for, a measly 10, 20,000 health at a time. But you can see that number is quite a bit higher now, 40, 50,000. And here, as we get later on to the fight, it's going to get into the 100 plus, 200, maybe even 300,000 damage per chunk. The number on the combo generator is all the way up to nearly 400. I believe we ended around 440, which is a 1,300% more damage multiplier by the end of the fight. And so that is the situation we have. Alright, so here is Culmination Support on the screen, and you'll see it's melee only. So shout out to all the melee users. Melee always looking for a bone one way or another, I guess, right guys? So this is definitely a not so proper bone that's been thrown to melee here. We'll see Culmination Support is a combo base support. It makes it so that when you use other melee skills, you start to get combo points generated for a different melee skill, whichever one this is socketed into. There's also Combo Finisher, which is much more simple. You generate 5 combos, and then you use the skill that it's socketed in one time, and it resets the combos for 40% more damage multiplier. Culmination Support simply just stacks it over and over and over, and it promotes super fast gameplay. 2 buttons at least, 2 melee skills at least, so Whirling Slash into something else is obviously that can work. Can't use Whirling Slash into Twister. It's just 2 melee skills for that matter. So it's not really something that's going to deeply affect the build that I'm running in most cases. However, you'll see here that it gives a 3% more damage multiplier per combo. And so it's supposed to, like Combo Finisher, reset it down to 0 anytime you use it. And this is what I did with Flicker Strike in 0.1. Worked out pretty nicely because I used Tempest Flurry to build combos, and then I would use a big Flicker Strike. I did it kind of earlier on because I would use, I didn't use Flicker Strike, I didn't spam it. I just kind of used it every now and then as like a super finisher on a boss or something like that. And a lot of people played it that way, and that was working as intended. It was pretty nice. But this is certainly a totally different situation, and not, not doing what it's supposed to do. All right, as a kind of a side little message, probably not something I have to say on here, but I think it's a good idea. It's quite educational. I bet many of you aren't aware of this. People who are new to the game, new to GGG. they do have a bug report forum, and it's quite useful for them and can help make the game a better place. If you stumble across something that is as broken as what I just did recently, it's a really good idea to go to the bug report forums, and even if you're not sure, even if you think maybe it's a bug, maybe not, you can still kind of use the search functionality to see if anybody else has posted on it. And if you have anything new to offer, any new information that's maybe tangential to what other people have already said, or if it's just something you see completely not existing in terms of reports, by all means, submit a bug report like the one you see here. And yeah, we all want the game to be a better game. Of course, we know GGG has their hands full. We know that we are pseudo-beta testers, of course. And so it's kind of incumbent on us, especially in early access. That's what this is designed for, in part, for us to let them know whenever something's not quite working the way it should be. So hopefully they get it fixed as soon as possible. When I went in here and I looked up what was going on, I saw that this bug was actually reported already, but only for the skill Rake in about 3 different places, starting as back as like 2 weeks ago. So it seems to not be fixed yet. And I don't know if GGG is aware that it is also broken with Primal Strikes and Whirling Slash, and maybe some other skills I didn't test. But if you think about those 3 skills, they have a lot in common. They're quite complicated, multi-effect, single target, or not necessarily single target, but melee type skill gems. And so it helps, narrow down where the problem might be in the coding for the sake of GGG going in and fixing it as soon as possible. So that pretty much wraps it up. As far as on my end, obviously I'm not sitting here trying to promote a particular usage interaction for this skill. I just wanted to bring it to your guys' attention. It is obviously interesting, and it's something that I hope to see get fixed. It's not something that I'll be promoting in any of the build guides. It's probably not something I'm even going to be using. It doesn't even fit into the build that I'm doing. It's fairly harmless, and it's just obviously socketing one support gem into one skill gem and just using it. But it definitely would have an impact for quite a few builds out there. Pure Whirling Slash builds for sure. And maybe, I guess, for Rake users as well, as it's already been reported as such. At the very least, I know it's not something that's going to utterly destroy the economy. Not a crazy game-breaking economic bug that's going to ruin the game for everybody. And it's pretty late into this variation of the season. So, yeah, just take for it what you will. I hope to see it get fixed soon. And yeah, the main message takeaway here is share information, let the community know what's going on. And if you find bugs yourself, then by all means, report it. That's the best thing you can do with it. So guys, thank you for watching. Expect more videos coming out in the future. Hopefully less bug-related videos and more cool, awesome interactions that are actually working as intended. And that's what you can expect to see from me in most of the videos coming out soon. With that, I leave you there. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video.